Alright, welcome everybody to another Siege Battle of Total War Rome 2, brought to you by NorthernCrozz. What's going on? We got another 3v3 Siege here today, and this one's kind of a long one, 53 minutes, so pull up a seat, relax, and enjoy the show. This is a solid fight, and we're against two Rome factions, so I'm on the defending team this time. The attackers got two Rome factions and a Boii. And the Boii have kind of split themselves up. It looks like they're going to throw themselves at this gate right here, as well as the usual landing spot for this map down there. And defending, we have myself as Athens, and we have Carthage and Galatia. So yeah, some solid factions on both sides here. It's gonna be a brawl. It's gonna be one hell of a brawl. And let's get this started. Alright, so we got some ballista. Let's look at the factions here. Some Oathsworn, solid units. He's got some spear warriors, Celtic bowmen, of course. Lots of Oathsworn. And then I'm sure he'll have, well, he's got some noble horse there. And I'm sure he'll have his sword followers. Yep. These guys will all be sword followers. Some more Oathsworn in there. And we like to use ultra funds, which is about 16,000 sesterci, or whatever you call it. 16,000 gold to spend and buy your army, which will allow you to have a, maybe around 6 elite units or more if you want a smaller army, but I don't recommend that. Alright, let's look at Rome here. They got legionary cohorts all over the place. Eagle cohort. Now, Praetorian Guard. It's an insanely good unit, and they're not wasting any time. They're moving up. Look at all their forces all jumbled up here. Now that's a Roman force right there. That'll make you quake in your boots. If you were looking down the pipe to see a Roman army, it's not what you want to see. And this will be pretty much the same thing. A lot of heavily armored units. A lot of eagle cohorts. They don't have the best archers in the game, but they got the kind of the best melee units in the game. And they have some field artillery as well. So pretty typical Roman armies there. There's a whole lot of melee coming at our base. Oh, and it looks like this is probably custom fire. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to maybe take down this siege tower before it gets to the wall. He doesn't seem to be trying to hit the guys. He's definitely trying to take that tower out. And do we have artillery hitting our wall here? Oh, oh my god, the luckiest guy in the world. That fell just short. And they're almost at the wall here. And he's pushing up, the Boii is pushing up a lone battering ram. And I've got some units stationed over here, because that's not what he was trying to pull. And look at all the units that we've committed to this hill here. So there's no escape for this hill. The capture point is up here on this hill there. So the enemy's going to be funneled in through these areas, and they'll have to travel all the way up here to get to our capture point. Now, there's no escape on this hill. However, if they come and take this hill, then they get their archers up here and they can fire down on all our troops in the middle of the map, kind of just forcing us back even further. So it's one less choke point that we can hold. So we're committing a lot of forces to hold this hill. And we got some combat starting out. Ooh, we got some naked swords here. Beautiful, beautiful naked swords. And yeah, it looks like they're fighting some sword followers. And over here, some more Galatia. Got some Galatian swords fighting some sword followers. And they're already cutting each other up pretty good. Almost at half strength. And the Romans. The Romans are offloading these siege towers now. And it looks like we're opening fire on these guys. Oh, those are my thorough spears. So those spears have javies that they can throw. Solid unit, those thorough spears with those javies. And it looks like the Carthage teammate here is raining down some arrows on these poor bastards trying to climb that ladder. Oh my god, and some more missile fire coming down over here. Now, I saw some Rome. Okay, so Rome's moving a couple siege towers around to threaten this gate here. So they'll come up here and they can funnel more forces if they like, but it gives them a good flank. So now they have the option to move troops this way, which is always good. Oh, and we missed it. I apologize. But, yeah, they sent up this lone troop, so I lit them up with this artillery, and I used these thorax swordsman javelin ability, and then just sallied a troop out and destroyed this unit very easily. So their battering ram is, I mean, they could still go up and use the battering ram, but I highly doubt that they're going to do that at this point. So I'm feeling pretty safe about that gate. It's a pretty quick solution over there. Alright, we've sent in some thorax swordsmen. We got some bowie eye shaking over here. So this is good. We'll be able to hold this tower. And it doesn't look like they're pushing up too heavily on this side. But the middle, on the other hand, it's got 6 units of Roman legionnaires over here. Some legionary cohorts. And we're just gonna try to hold them in place. Try not to give them any ground. Ooh, there's some jabbies. Awesome. No missile fire from the attackers. Oh, yep, I spoke too soon. Their Syrian archers are firing down on these troops, which I don't think they're getting too many hits. It's a pretty small unit that they're hitting, but that's probably because they were hitting them for a while. And we're just trying to keep this tower out of enemy hands. But there is so many troops here. They're all bunched up, though. A great target for arrows, which we have plenty. And yeah, we're moving arrows down off this hill. We want to get a clear line of sight. Start lighting these guys up. Thin out their numbers.
Fire on the enemy! Fire!
Oh, good lord. Good lord. Some artillery fire coming in. It's gonna be more artillery fire. Oh yeah, here it is. Didn't hit a whole lot there. They're not really connecting. I seldom ever put my artillery on auto fire. I keep it on manual. You can insert yourself and actually aim and shoot exactly where you want. He's at a little bit of a tough angle over here, though. If he was to go into manual mode, he wouldn't be able to see any troops. He's just kind of firing blind. So I don't expect him to hit too much over there. But, alright, yeah, we got Romans coming in on the right flank now. And we're going to respond with some Libyan infantry, some more missile fire. We're sparing no expense with these two troops here. The last thing we want to do is get flanked. And we don't want to get pinched in here. Now, the longer we can hold this wall, the better. However, they have so many troops that have made landfall already. And we really haven't committed too many troops into this first staging area here. So we're just going to keep lighting these troops up. Just keep softening them up. They're in big blobs, so it's a pretty solid target. You're going to make some pretty good connection. But these shields, they're just so armored. And we got a flank. These thorax spears, or thorough spears, I think they are, taking on some Roman and Boii. And it looks like Boii's just about had enough of the. Oh! Takes out 5 of these archers with the javies. And we see that, so we're gonna just get out of there as quick as possible. We need these archers. And now that basically these units are trapped up here, we've got some hoplites to hold while we use up all these archers' ammo. So the last thing we want is for them to take this hill before our archers have used up all their ammo. But that shouldn't be a problem. Those hoplites will hold for quite a while. But we're looking pretty scarce here for units. So the majority of our armies right now are in the midfield, and we are holding some back in reserve. We got some pikemen back here, and Carthage is actually holding a very large force in the back. A couple archers. Oh, and what's this back here? Galatian noble horse? That's awesome. Alright, so they're gonna flank around, I assume. Maybe go for these Boii at some point. We'll try to keep an eye on that. But yeah, Rome has completely captured this arrow tower and this entire center. So I'm moving up some picked hoplites here, and they'll hold this line. Just so they don't start pouring in here without us having time to react. And yeah, these Romans are getting cleaned up. Couple throwaway troops there. So good, we won that right side. They didn't commit much to it, just 2 troops. Just to keep us on our toes. What they did is they kept a lot of our forces committed over here. You know, what did we have, like 4 units, 1 archer unit and 3 melee units. So they kept some units away from the main fight. But look at Rome. Look at all that red. It's a sea of red. We actually got some Rome breaking. That's good. Naked swords. These guys need to find some clothes. Good God. Ugh, the loincloth. Covers just enough, doesn't it? And so these archers are out of ammo, so yeah, I don't know, we're just charging them in. Probably could have used them a little wiser. They might get like 1 or 2 kills in this unit. But yeah, they're pretty much useless. They got 100 kills though, good for them. All those clumped up Roman units, your kills add up quick. So 100 kills with an archer unit is good. Especially when they're, you know, heavily armored Roman soldiers. And there's still lots of units up here. Galatian legionnaires, naked swords. But yeah, Rome's just gonna clean up this area. And there'll be probably a little bit of a lull while they get all their forces inside the walls. I've brought my forces back from that gate. I am not worried about it. But it looks like Carthage is going to hold these guys here. Delay them from getting around to this flank, because this is a very easy choke point to hold. It's pretty thin. You can hold it with 1 or 2 units. This choke point over here, excuse me, is a little bit wider. You can actually walk on all this stuff, and even I think you can walk on that as well. So it's very hard to cover all that territory, all that space. So this is a much easier gap to hold, and oh my goodness, this is so cheesy. I hate deployables. And look at this. I actually at one point you'll see, but units are just getting trapped in here. They can't even walk through it. The only way that people will be able to get through this is if they put them on the ramparts on the wall here, and they make them run along the wall and then come around, because the units are just gonna get stuck in here. It's brutal. That's so cheesy. I don't like that at all. At all. I think as well we have do we have those fireballs that roll downhill? No, we don't. We do not. But we also got some barrier here in front of those pikes. And oh, we got elephants. I'm sorry guys, I say earlier when the game's starting, oh yeah, let's go through the factions and see what they got for units. And then I just get distracted so easily. Things start to happen and it snowballs out of control. It starts happening pretty quick. So we got our picked hoplites. They're a very good elite unit. They can hold the line for quite a long time. Very tough. And we got some mercenary veteran hoplites. Not as good as the picked hoplites, but still very good and pretty cost effective as well. I think you're only allowed 2 per army, because they're a very cost effective unit. But right now the balance of power, as you can see, is in favor of the attackers. Rome is a very tough clan to take on. They're a pretty OP faction. Usually I won't allow Rome unless it's a newer player. But yeah, Rome's one of the best out there. They're just so strong. And their units will just cut through yours like a hot knife through butter. So 2 Rome, and Boii is solid as well. Those Oathsworn that they have are a very solid unit. Alright, so they've pushed up this hill with some Hastati and Legionary Cohort. The Hastati are a very weak unit, but this is good. We're going to be able to pick off some of their forces in this little choke point here. And we still have our picked hoplites. Now this was a mistake. I should not have left this elite unit of pick hoplites up here to just die. They would have been very useful late game or anywhere else, really. Oh, and we forgot about these cav here. Okay, we didn't miss anything. They got no kills. But it looks like they're waiting for someone to try to sneak into this gate. But that's not going to happen. Boii is beginning to shift their whole army back back this way. It's very interesting. I'm not really sure what Boii is doing here. He's just kind of letting Rome do the initial assault, absorb all the damage. I guess his plan is to go in later and finish us off. But we got some sword followers coming in here. And they're gonna just sit here and throw all their javies. All these Roman units all have javies. So these units are actually routing. They're not gonna do any damage to me. But they will just sit back and throw javies at us. Slowly take us down. These picked hoplites were at 120, now they're at 94. It's an absolute travesty. Travesty. And we still got some fighting going on over here. Are these Praetorian Guard over here? Yeah, we got some Praetorian Guard. It's Rome's strongest unit. They're so good. They got the purple capes. So pretty. It looks like we got some archers that have run out of ammo. They're going into the fight. And this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. I thought, oh yeah, hey, this is a good idea. Let's just distract them over here for a while. So I'll send my units in, right? Wrong. They're just gonna get stuck in there. And the odd unit every once in a while slips to the next layer a little further in. I got some thorough spears through. And then, you know, it was just confusion. Like, what is all this crap? So I just sent them in. Poor guys. They're just stuck. And we got some combat over here. So the grind begins. It's going to be somewhat of a grind. They haven't committed a whole lot yet. That's a nice little home. It's hard to tell what's going on if you don't have your HUD up. So there we go. Sword followers are breaking. Hoplites are doing some work. And I think what I was trying to do here is move these guys through this little gap so that I can envelop these Romans. But I realized pretty quickly that I can't do it. So I reform up.
As you command.
And the push for the hill, they've almost made it to the top. These picked hoplites are fighting the good fight. Eagle cohort, legionary cohorts. Like I said, Rome's pretty tough units. This, unfortunately, this hoplite unit's not going to get much of their worth. 26 kills. And they're not really doing anything very useful by holding this hill, honestly, by this point. But since they capture this hill, which they're about to do... Oh, here we go. Okay, we got some cav moving in. Where you going? Where you going? Okay, they're gonna go and take out this onager here, and I don't think anything is around to stop them. The ballistic crew for the for Bowie Eye, they've used up all their ammo, I think. But it looks like these guys still have some ammo left, so you definitely want to take these out. This is a big loss for Rome. It's a very expensive piece of equipment here. And they sent these guys after the other one. And again, I think they used up most of their ammo anyways, but just in case, the last thing you need is this siege equipment getting walked up into the fortress and then used on you late game when all your units are stacked up close range. So I had to send in my picked hoplites because they were just picking them off with Javies from a range. So I figured, you know what, send them in, try to get some kills at least. And we've lined up some thorough spears here. It's a pretty cheap unit, but they can hold for a little bit.
As you command.
And they still haven't taken this hill. Oh my goodness. Picked hoplites are doing okay. 74 kills. It's not bad. I guess if we're gonna waste them on this hill, we may as well get some kills out of them. And this tower is putting in work as well, but they are starting to break. Casualty sustained. Yeah, I'd say so. But these guys are just trying to use up the rest of their ammo, I guess. Nah, they're out. See, they got their daggers out. They're out of ammo. So this is great. The Roman archers are firing down on these guys, but they're just wasting their ammo. Look at that. Ooh, you don't want to do that. Always kind of zoom in and check. If an archer unit has their melee, their swords or daggers out, then they're likely out of ammo. And they're routing now. They're running off the battlefield and they're still getting fired at. So that's good. These hoplites down to 15 men. Again, over here, it's just, I'm not sure if these guys, these Romans, will even get past this point. But, they're throwing arrows, cause these Iberian swordsmen to rout. So they're doing alright. Balance of power is still in favor of the attackers. But not too much. It's not overwhelming. Game's not over yet. Still 28 minutes left in this replay. And now we're sending in some thorax swords. Clean up this little depleted unit here. Help out these spears. And these noble horse, 51 kills. Where's the other noble horse? Where did they go? Did they get taken out? Yeah, they got taken out by Bowie General, it looks. So they're gonna take out the Bowie crew. Excellent. But they got the general hot on their heels. They better look out. Are they tired? They're running pretty slow. They're very tired. So these Bowie troops are going to catch up to them in no time. Alright, we're going to spin around for an attack. May as well turn around and charge them. That was a little anticlimactic. Now, if we can kill the Bowie General here, that's going to be a huge hit. A huge hit. But, yeah, he's too smart for that. He's not going to let that happen. This is a fresh... Well, it's not fresh. He's exhausted, but he's almost taken no casualties on that noble horse unit. Doesn't want to take that head on. Alright, now... They've finally taken the hill and they've moved up a ton of archers. Looks like they got 4 archers up on this hill. So we're throwing some arrows down on them. These mercenary Syrian archers. And I believe we're calling the retreat. So Galatia's falling back. We've got these thorax swordsmen that I believe is just going to sit here and hold. So we can get these Iberian and Samnite warriors out of here. But they need to go. I'm not sure. What are you doing? There's no one at that gate. We don't need you to cover that gate. We need you to back up. Yeah, because see, now these arrows are coming down and smashing these Galatian legionnaires. This is not good. Right in the flank. Okay, and they're moving them up. Seems like they're moving troops up. Now, what we need to do is we need to fall back. We've got that thorax sword here covering this entire army, plugging them up so that we can get back and hold these lines right here. And that's the only way they can get at us. So these 2 choke points, and there's a gate back here as well. But I don't think we're in any danger of getting pushed from the back. But these archers are doing good work. These Syrian archers. Breaking some of theirs. Excellent work. Excellent work. And they're on the run. They're going to get shot in the back here. Well, those arrows didn't hit much. Still got a cav unit running amok out here. He should probably let this guy rest for a little while, but he's after this general. Oh, and he's gotten some more kills since last time we've seen him. Wow. And, you know, Bowie has no way to get his cav into the fort. Same with the Roman legatus here. They don't have a gate. They haven't captured a gate. There's no hole in the wall. They can't get their cav in. So he's pretty much forced to fight. But now he's got supporting archer fire. But his unit's gonna get hit too. General recently died. Okay, yeah, he lost his general already. So it hardly matters anymore at this point. Boei has lost their general. Early. Well, the game's half over, but still. He's got a ton of units left. That's really gonna affect his morale. He's got lots of units. Spear warriors. Oathsworn. So that's a shame. It's a crying shame. Okay, and if this noble horse kills another general here, this Roman general, oh, that's got to be game, right? But they're breaking. There's only 5 left, so they lucked out. That unit's halfway depleted. Could you imagine? That one noble horse unit takes out 2 generals. MVP, everybody. Alright, so it looks like... now remember, Carthage held back a lot of forces. This'll come in handy come late game. He's got a couple of good African pikemen. Very good unit. Holding that gap. And I myself have... I got 1 pikeman there. I think I'm moving 1 in here just so I can plug up this hole real quick if I need it. Because Galatia's going to hold this left flank. But what does he have? He doesn't have too much. He's got 3 melee units, his noble horse general, and a couple of archer units. And I don't have much either. I got a terrible habit of sending all my forces in to defend the wall. And look at this. Carthage did not retreat his forces, so now he's stuck. You're screwed. And those 2 units are gonna die very quickly. But yeah, so I'm gonna plug up this hole with some mercenary veteran hoplites, some thorough spears, which isn't a very strong unit. And then I have my general picked hoplites. And I've asked Galatia to send me some of his swordsmen, because I'm really spread thin. That's it. That's all I have. Is I have that and 2 pike units. And I don't want to send my pike units in right away because they'll just get skirmished down. Like, look at this. I'm sure they're going to start skirmishing here. Ouch. Now, luckily, we do have the arrow tower working for us here. But it's not looking good. The attackers are still ahead with this balance of power. We're looking pretty thinned out. They still have a ton of forces. Rome has a ton. And Boei. Right? I think it's mostly Rome we gotta worry about. But we still got some Oathsworn and a bunch of spear warriors here, which will skirmish us right down. The question is, how long can we hold this position for? And the left flank, we're getting started here as well. Oathsworn, very strong unit, very strong. Might even beat both these Galatian legionnaire units, but you know what, I doubt it. Not with that arrow tower hitting them as well. And Carthage has sent over some mercenary noble fighters. And he is shooting down the Praetorian Guard. Great unit to try to focus down. They're so strong. Look at this. Arrows doing nothing. They're walking with a roof over their heads. Excuse me, just had to wet my whistle a little bit there. God, I feel like I'm slurring a lot this game. And we're just trying to soften them up right now. We got Rhodian slingers here. Rhodian slingers have a lot of ammo. They will do a lot of damage over time. Like how much kills? 73 kills, 77, and they're still going. Look at this. It's just an endless stream. Well, until now. I always have the worst timing. But look at all these projectiles going in here. Oh, we're trying to hit their archers as well. And that's the main thing we want to do, is we want to take down their archers, because our pikemen is what's going to win this for us. That's the only real chance we have. And the balance of power is evened out a little bit. It is right down the middle. There is no clear winner in this game right now. But this left flank, ooh, I don't know. You better send these guys in. Because this unit is getting collapsed on. And Rome sees this. They're sending up a couple units to aid. Oh no. They're taking Javies. Yeah, there we go. They needed some backup. And it looks like we're gonna get more. Okay, so I see this going on. And now if they break through here, we're so done. I mean, they'll come around and trap all these units. And if they can surround these units, we're dead. There's no way we're stopping this whole army with just this. No way. So I got my pikes in there. I would love it if they went into phalanx. That would be good. It looks like I'm more concerned with what's going on over here. These units still alive. Still ticking. Just barely though. These noble fighters ready to send in there. And these Rhodian slingers are still going at it, almost at 100 kills each. And I've got my general here at the front lines because, well, that's all I got. And that general will be able to hold for a little while. And looks like Bowie Eye sending in a depleted unit here. And yeah, this is the skirmishing phase here. Now, I wouldn't attack this little unit of Bowie Eye. They're also spread out. And these guys were just getting hacked down, so I figured, you know, send them in, get some kills. And he's moved his noble fighters into the gap. There are still a ton of Roman troops here. Look at all these units. I mean, most of them are depleted a little bit, but they're still very healthy. There's just so many. And you got a couple of Praetorian Guard units in here. This is such a dangerous force. So dangerous. I've moved these pikemen back. They were taking some archer fire from these guys over here. So we got them right out of there. But now they're getting focused down by our archers, which is excellent. Galatia's holding very well here on this side, given what they've got. I mean, if Rome just threw a bunch of units on this left flank, like, my God, they would break through pretty quickly. Very quickly. And Galatia's got this noble horse here. I wonder if he's going to charge in. You going to go? Come on. Come on. Alright, here we go. What is this? There's your enemy, boys. Take him out. Oh, yeah. Good charge. Trying to support his units. Keep these guys bottled up. And, alright, so it looks like my spears have all died. And now it's just these noble fighters and these Cretan archers that have run out of ammo. Next up is my picked hoplites, my general unit, which I hate to send in to die because there's a lot of game left. And I want to be included, man. I want to have a couple units. But these slingers still got ammo. Doing well. They got over 100 kills. And this entire time they've been taking hits from this arrow tower. Not that it's doing that much damage to all these Romans with their heavy armor. They all have 90 armor. Who are we sending up here? Still, we just we got my pikemen over here and my pikemen over there. Alright, well, Carthage is definitely pulling their weight here. They're throwing their troops wherever they're needed. This is good. We've held for quite a long time now. And there's only 12 minutes left in this replay, so it's tough to say who's going to win at this point. I'm not going to give anything away for you. This right side is about to crumble. Not much left here fighting. And I'm considering it. I'm moving my general up like, are we going to hold this? I mean, when they break through here, there's going to be a huge line that I need to cover. So I either move in now or never. So I'm like, nope, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth my pikemen. Because that's all I have is my general and my pikemen. So my slingers are out of ammo. And we're just going to keep them bottled up here. Slow them down as long as we can. Because another thing we can do is we can play for the clock, right? If the attackers don't take this capture point after 1 hour of gameplay, then the defenders win. So they're on a clock. But still, now they're breaking through here. I just love watching these guys fight. I don't think I zoom in enough for you guys. Whoa! You see that? He just got flipped. Oh, we got slingers dying left and right. Ah! Is he gonna fall over? Oh my god, poor guy. Poor guy. And we're still fighting here. Almost 100 kills for these noble fighters. And we've held these gaps for a lot longer than I anticipated. But the balance of power is no more in our favor than it was, 15 minutes ago. But the real question is going to be, do they have an answer for our pikes? We have a lot of pikes. We got African pikemen. We got my pikemen. They're just... My pikemen are the cheap kinds, so they're not incredibly good, but they're still... you need to find an answer. And we got African war elephants, which, they're good. It's an expensive unit. They trample everybody and anybody. But all it takes is some fire arrows, and they run amok and you can't control them. And they'll just run into your own lines. Now, if you put them deep enough into enemy lines and they run amok, then they'll still just wreak havoc on the enemy. But it's still a big if. And they've finally taken this right side here. This left side, we got some Bowie Eye breakage. These guys are still holding on. They need Roman support. Rome was just so focused on that right flank. They needed to support more troops on the left. Now, they should clean up whatever's left here. Yeah, they're already breaking these noble fighters. Who have 168 kills, by the way. Doing great. But they're routing. Now, Bowie Eye is smart, because they've held back all of these spear infantry, which now they're wasting their ammo. Oh no, don't shoot at the noble fighters. You need that ammo. You need it for the pikes. But all these spear warriors, and I think these Celtic bowmen still have a lot of ammo left as well. You should get your general in here, buddy. Oh, his general died, that's right. But still, a little cav unit there will be useful. And, alright, well, let's take a little bit of a... There's some depleted units here, but we got a couple Praetorian Guard and some Eagle cohorts. These are... Ooh, more Praetorian Guard. It's a little bit stronger there. Legionary cohort. He's got some missile infantry. So there's a lot of melee still for the attackers. They have enough to make this work. Absolutely. And Bowie Eye too. We just went over all their spears. And it looks like Rome is going to push up here. Probably to try to take that gate. Because what they want to do is get these arrow towers working for them. Which would force my pikemen back. Because these arrow towers would just keep poking away at my pikes. And then I'd have to back up to the next point, to which they'd capture this tower. And then they would just poke at our pikes here. So, okay. Moving this Eagle cohort up and around. They're going to capture this point, which will, it'll help the morale for units fighting inside this circle, but not outside of it. So, I mean, if they're fighting inside this circle, yeah, they'll have better morale. They'll be able to fight a little bit longer, but not super useful. I wish that they would make these capture points a little better, you know. Give me a reason to capture them. Give me a reason to defend them and fight for them. That would make for a more interesting battle. Something to think about. Maybe it should increase morale for units everywhere. So if you lose your general but you get a couple of these capture points, then maybe it doesn't affect you so much. But we got mass troop movement on this far right flank here. They're getting archers into position now. And Galatia's moved in theirs. So we activated shield wall because we see it coming. Or phalanx mode, I think it's... So my general's just going to sit there, but they're going after these pikes, so... I'm going to make sure these pikes face the archers. Just so that they don't get hit in the back. And they're going to phalanx mode, so they put their shields up. And I think that's the best way to mitigate the damage. But they're forced to back up anyways because these archers. Great, good counter by Galatia. And they have tons of kills. 138, 119. They must be getting very low on ammo. Probably just holding on to one or two shots to deter archers who start firing at the pikes. And they're leaving a unit of Eagle cohort all alone up here to get picked off. But we can't really commit anything over there, because as soon as we do, then they'll just wrap around behind us. Oh wow, and we're getting pretty brave over here. We got Libyan infantry pushed right up. And we're sending arrows down on... Yeah, look at that. Oh, they're getting hit in the back. Oh no. Yikes. Don't want to get shot in the back. But they need to do something here, because they're running out of time. They're running out of time. Alright, here we go. Bowie Eye's taking the initiative, says, boys, we need to attack. Let's go. Rally on me. And they're going to, exactly what I was thinking earlier. He's going to go and try to capture those arrow towers, that gate. Actually, is he going to try to squeeze through a gap here? Did I leave a little bit of a gap? Okay, I see. Yikes. So yeah, I see him throwing javelins at my pikemen, and I don't like that one bit. But I'm not going to push up my pikemen, because I figure that if I push my pikemen up, he's just going to circle around them with one of these units. I'll move up my general instead, and then if they try to flank the general, then I move these pikes up. And basically then we just hold this like so. But that stopped them from throwing jabbies at my pikes. But I disengage my general.
Yes, Commander.
Still don't want him to die, but now Libby is fully engaging. Rome down here. And Galatian Cav, their general, has been let loose. And they're going to capture this point. They're going to kill these archers. They'll probably circle around and kill these guys as well. And it's not looking good here. They've got a couple of depleted units and not a whole lot else. So it's starting to look like a pretty clear victory. A lot of Praetorian Guard, but again, we still have ammo. That's crazy. My teammates did so well with these archers. So well to conserve them. I blow my load as soon as the as soon as the game starts, excuse me. Just arrows everywhere. I commit way too much to the walls. But yeah, a whole lot of death and destruction. We definitely fought for it. It was definitely a fun game. And made him fight, made him earn every square inch. Every square inch. I didn't like this so much. This was really cheesy. We had some cav go around and take out their artillery units. Looks like... Okay, no, I thought they tried to take down a wall this game, but no. There wasn't a whole lot of fighting in the middle here. Just because they took this hill and then we were forced to back up. But, I mean, this is what saved the game for us right here. We held them there. They just did not commit enough. They came in waves, and we just picked them off. And, now look at this. They're cornered. We've all but destroyed them now. And we're just chasing them down. So, that'll be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. We still got, huge elite units in reserve, but that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing this game. I hope to start maybe getting people send me videos of good replays so that I'm not always commentating, so I can commentate a little bit more objectively, you know, instead of just cheering for myself. Which I try not to do in these commentaries, but, you know, you can only go so far. And we're just gonna chase down and pick off the last of these units. My last video was my first one that I did with editing software, touched up the audio and everything. And there was also quite a bit of pictures and little funny things that I added at the start of the video. And let me know if you like that sort of thing. Just a little bit of humor to spice it up a little bit. These games can get a little bit long. Let's take a look at the stats here. Alright, so we all got pretty close to the same amount of kills here. I mean, everyone did. 1600, 1500, 1400. 1600, 1500, 1400. It was a very, very close game. Great game. But we just managed to squeeze in there. The archers did fantastic. Picked hoplites, okay, but I didn't get the kills out of my picked hoplites that I would have liked. The archers did most of the work. but nothing outrageous. Bailey over here had some fantastic archers as well. Almost 200 kills. Elephants still sitting in reserve. And noble fighters and the Iberian swordsman did some good work. And Shooter, he had some Galatian legionnaires, great unit. His archers did fantastic as well. And some bantha fodder down there. Let's take a look at Rome. 100 kills with the onager, that's not bad. His Praetorian Guard were crap. You need way more kills out of your Praetorian Guard than that. I mean, his legionary cohort were doing more work. But again, no one did terrible. No one had a terrible game. I think the difference was made in, well, we destroyed their onagers with those cav. And my teammates just used their archers very well. Like you see over here, these Celtic bowmen. Didn't get that many kills. 2 of them got 21. Yeah, and that's it. Maybe that's what it came down to, was just better use of the archers. And a nifty little cav to take out the artillery. But that wraps it up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And I love making these videos. Hit a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And looking forward to seeing you next time.